the studio, and we're going to be talking with Amy Hughes and Rachel Baker from Intermissions. Now, Amy is a music therapist, and Rachel is a dance movement therapist. So we're going to find out what you do and how it works with Intermissions. So who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay, Amy.
Sure. So I'm a music therapist. So basically the idea is that I bring musical experiences to the residents in Intermissions to enhance their lives in a way that's not necessarily related to music. So helping them to engage with each other, to express themselves, and in other settings, I can work with residents one-on-one. I can help people with speech issues in conjunction with a speech therapist, or can help people with depression and that kind of thing. So there are a lot of applications.
There are a lot. Now, tell me a little bit, though, about what you actually do in intermissions. Say you starting an intermission session with music. What would you do?
Well, there's still a lot of applications. I'll give you an example that today we were taking a look at some nature photography, and with each photograph that we looked at, we chose instruments to represent the photograph, and we did some improvising together. Okay. But other times we'll sing familiar songs and reminisce about the times and the memories that they bring up, or we might write a song together to
fun.
Yeah, so all kinds of things.
That's great. That's great. Now, with dance movement,
yes.
Now I know a lot of your people who attend are in wheelchairs or rather limited in their motion. So how do you handle that?
The great thing is that everything we do is fully adaptable to all levels. So every session you could get up on your feet and dance if you wanted to, or I always say there's even movement in taking a deep breath. And so everyone's welcome to join in at their level and find their way in.
Does that involve a lot of rhythm in this type of thing?
We do use a lot of rhythm. There can be a little overlap with music in that way. We'll often involve some easy stretching too, sometimes some movement games, and also sometimes some guided meditations, all working with the mind and body connection and the link between thoughts and emotions and physical sensations in the body.
Okay. Okay. So does everyone usually participate pretty well?
Everyone does, yeah.
Good, good. I really know very little about intermissions. I know where you meet, and I know people who go seem to enjoy it very much. But I need to find out a little bit more about really how it works. For instance, when you're doing music, how do you see people responding to this?
The great thing about music, and it goes hand in hand with movement, is that it's so engaging. And when you hear a song, your foot will just start to tap. If you know the song, you might start to sing. And a lot of the residents, that's their first response, is that they'll sing along to anything.
It's to sing or tap a foot. And,
sometimes we just burst out into song when there's nothing going on.
Oh, really? That's wonderful.
Yeah. So, and it's very engaging, and because it's in a group, I feel like it's a little more safe. People feel a little less on the spot about it, so it's really easy to join in.
You don't have people sitting there saying, well, I can't carry a tune, so I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
We run into that in other situations, though. They sit there very mute and just refuse to join in. But you don't run into that?
Every now and again, maybe when people first start with us a little bit, but once they get used to the environment and that it is so open and non-judgmental, they feel comfortable with whatever voice they have.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So in your movements, that I know absolutely nothing about. Music therapy I know something about. Dancing, I really don't know that much about it.
Yeah. Let's see. kind of like music, it encompasses so much, it's kind of hard to know where to start, but we usually start playing maybe some familiar music and doing some easy stretching to warm up and help folks feel comfortable in the space. I always offer different modifications for movement, or just say change anything that you need to. If you need to sit and rest or have more energy to move, bring that in. And
Can you demonstrate any of that? Maybe we could do some?
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why don't we start? We'll just take a few deep breaths in and out
Okay.
all together. And if you'd like to add a stretch, you're welcome to join me. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Take one more breath in. Let's reach up a little bit higher this time. And we'll float our arms down with the breath out. Let's take one more deep breath in. And we can even roll our shoulders back and down as we relax our arms down. And how did that feel?
It feels good. Yeah.
It's easy just to sit and be still, and sometimes even just adding a little bit of movement or a deep breath can really change your feeling, really change your perspective in the day.
And I'll just add that because Rachel's a dance movement therapist, she has the expertise to know how different movements,
How they affect
Yeah.
different parts of the body, right?
and the connection to emotions and all of that. So
Right.
it's great to have her. in
Yes,
Intermissions.
yes. And it gets maybe people stimulated a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we've also celebrated some multicultural dances. We've celebrated some Greek dance, some Mexican dancing. Last summer with the Olympics, we looked at the samba a little bit and just incorporating all different rhythms, and also trying to pull from what people know from their own backgrounds, their own histories with dancing or moving or sports. And
Yeah. Okay, say you're caught someplace and you want to do some music therapy. And this is what you have. What would you do?
I always, if you don't have anything, you've got your own body.
Okay.
So you can do some body percussion,
Okay.
and you can do some singing.
Okay.
Just your body is
Like
can
what?
be an instrument. So, like what? You can just
Putting
make
you
up
on the
rhythms.
spot.
Yeah. You know?
Okay, let's
Even
try
so
some.
simple.
And then what do we do with this?
We can change it up. See if
Okay.
you can keep up. So.
Okay.
So we can just have fun with that kind of thing.
Right.
And I always say singing is an instant way to connect with somebody. when you're
Right, it
singing
really is.
together.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
As being a singer myself, I know that. Okay. Now tell me generally about Intermissions. There may be some new residents here who don't know what Intermissions is or where it is. And
Yeah. So Intermissions is a supportive day program here at Green Spring. We cater to residents who want a little bit more activity in their day and don't want to, plan it themselves.
don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah, we do all the planning for you, so you can just come to Intermissions and enjoy your friends and enjoy the different programming that we offer
Okay.
throughout the day. We meet here in Village Square, and then we go down to the T level of Forest View where our program suite is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Take me through a typical day.
Okay, so after we gather in the morning, when we get downstairs, we have some coffee brewing and we have some water for folks, and we start just by checking in with everybody, kind of greeting the day. Then we take a look at this day in history kind of trivia stuff,
okay.
which is always fun because everyone has their unique perspective on
Right,
historical
right.
events that we don't necessarily have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we'll usually do one of our creative art therapies after that. And do want to mention that we don't do the same thing every
Oh, I know that.
every session. So we're constantly, every day we do something different. So we got to keep it fresh and interesting for
Right.
everyone.
Right.
Then we'll have lunch together. And right now, some of our days end at 1 o'clock. So some days we're done after lunch, and other days we are ending at 2 o'clock. So we'll continue with some more
Okay.
activity after that.
Okay. It sounds like a wonderful program. It really does. It really does. Well, thank you so much for joining us and letting us know about Intermissions.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.